All right, Holy Spirit, I invite you in to go ahead and help me articulate the words from my heart, mind, body, soul, and align it with your truth, align it with your mercy, grace, and guidance. And just give me the wherewithal to open up my mouth and just allow things to flow the way that they need to go. And I thank you so much. I thank you so much, so much, so much for your love, your mercy, grace, your protection, your guidance. I thank you, my ancestors. I thank you. I thank you that I am my ancestors. I thank you that I'm learning who I am. I thank you for the Soul Tribe family. I thank you for this point that we're in life right now. And I thank you. I just, there's no other way but just to say thank you. And so you've called me to do what I'm doing. And I don't know what that is, but I'm here doing my best to do it. And I'm going to keep doing that. And entering the chat. And I'm going to continue to enter the chat because if, you know, I just want to say that I love you. And I want to pray, first of all, before I even get into anything, I want to pray in gratitude and manifest nothing but provision, love, empowerment. You know, world peace is probably not ideal, but like at least some harmony, some balancing, you know, some redirecting, resetting. You know, excessive liabilities are like not welcome anymore. All their energies are immediately, irrevocably returned to sender, exposed. Like it's just unnecessary at this point. And I thank you so much for aligning me and unaligning me with people, places, and things that just feed my soul, that feed each other's soul. Like it is a refreshing blessing. I don't care if I have one safe friend, which I know I have at least one that I believe right now, you know, but like I should be bitter. I should be cold. I should be heartless. I should be, but I'm not. I never will be. And I'm grateful that you guys care for me and protect me and love me and see me and value me. And as much as I've been devalued and degraded and hated and shamed and like literally like, man, I mean, not to be like, but like, man, it's actually ridiculous. Like, how can you treat someone like you're pathetic? You're pathetic. Who are you? Like, whoever you are, like, you're pathetic to treat people like that, to treat anybody. Like, imagine things, right? The things that, whatever the things are, I'm the last one to know anything about anything. Frankly, I've heard enough. I've heard plenty. That's plenty. And whatever that was, you know, said about me, done about me, whatever, like, still being said, like, first of all, any of these women, men, whoever, you have a lot of things to say. That's cool. Like, that's fine. Say whatever you need to say. I'm sorry that I'm not giving you the reaction that maybe you're wanting any further, because that time is exhausted. We don't have time to waste any further. I'm not going to continue to give not only poor love, but also poor time and energy into spaces that are only going to be self-destructive. If I'm going to continue to self-destruct, there's a lot of other things that I could be doing with myself, and I'm not doing that. So I'm not going to do that. And I would probably encourage that, like, if, you know, you want to do something valuable and less, like, you know, risky, spiritually, mentally, financially, emotionally, you know, in that way, like, it'd be a good idea. Like, and I don't say that in arrogance. I really, really don't. Like, if anybody's like doing candles and doing all these rituals and stuff, there's something in the book that, or maybe not even the book, maybe in the soul, that says like, hey, you've done enough. You've done plenty. And also, like, do you understand that, like, this is not the only beast that you're waking up by proxy. Like, there's a ripple effect going on. So thank you. Like, it's not okay. And I know, and then I'm speaking to these specific entities that are in the specific vessels that I can now see very clearly. I apologize to myself for believing that we were friends. I apologize to myself for, I can own that I put myself in situations. I didn't have self-esteem. I was very gullible, naive. I can own that, right? That hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. It's isolating. It's alienating. There's a lot of pain there. There's a lot. And you know what? I don't care. I will cry and cry and cry. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to cut myself anymore. I'm not going to, do things. I'm not going to I'm not going to do the things that I've proven to myself that are not going to make me get any closer to even feel better. And that's the thing. I'm not trying to be, I would not, where did all this controversy and stuff come from? I didn't create it. So whatever these controversies and stuff, these are happening because of all of the hate, all of the slandering, all of that. How is it that the one that's actually being on the other end of it is actually the last one to know about it? I've been, susceptible and suspicious about things and gaslit the whole time. Gaslit, no, you tripping. No, ain't nobody doing that to you. Cry, you crazy. You taking your meds? I'm not the only one that should be taking meds. I'm not the only one. And so, here's the thing. I'm probably, and I'm just going to free flow. I'm not going to go over topic. I'm just going to do this because I'm really, really tired. I'm probably the most tight-lipped individual in whatever scenarios are going on, first of all. And it's going to remain that way because, I don't have to fight these battles. In fact, I am so beautifully grateful because I'm not alone in spirit. I'm also not alone. There's beautiful people that have gone through things too, and they're still holding their head up high. They're not treating people like crap. They might have insecurities, they might have bills, they might have trauma, they might have their parents were, this and that, and they dealt with, this kind of belief system and that kind of belief system. Okay. Does that make them go out and be pathetic bullies to people? No. So listen, that's not cool. It's not cute. It doesn't make you look any better. It's actually the way things are shifting. You might as well be on one of those F the system flags. It's not. So anyway, it doesn't really matter because it is what it is at this point. I'm not as nearly as hurt because now I know what my part is. Cool. I understand my part. Great. Let's work on that. I got to rebuild my life yet again. Cool. Thank you for teaching me how to do that with absolutely no love, no help, no real genuine support, no real opportunities. Actually, they've all been snatched right under me. So in fact, whatever a person or people, places, things are upset that I'm still continuing to go, it's actually fused me into actually having to really lean on if I'm not gonna take myself out again, because every time I do I come back. I've only a couple times I've actually ended up on a ventilator last year. There's a lot that goes on. I don't even talk about it because you know what, I've actually pleaded for help so many times, and I went for therapy and I did these groups and I poured out my heart and soul only for it to be pissed on, only for it to be slandered around, only for it to be spread in group chats. I would like to know in what way, in the most prettiest, shapely, bougie, nice car, every perfect teeth, everything down to the most hood, whatever, most I would still like to know, let's take one of those and then versus someone else in that same dynamic that actually has morals, that actually has integrity, whatever the case may be, whatever the lifestyle is, no judgment, right? There's still a character, there's a character root there that keeps separates the men from the boys, the women from the girls, right? So if there was such an issue all this time with me, right, or whatever, everything about me, I actually don't want to know anything more. Enough is plenty. Everyone else knows more, but you know what, I don't care. You know why? Because now I know, like I said, what my part is. It has actually absolutely fueled me into who I am not, who I never want to be again, who I'm just trying to become, in the sense of I deserve at this point to have, not only to enter a chat that of life that has always revolved around just completely degrading and picking me apart in every single way, and betrayal, oh my God, it's some reptilian lizard brain stuff. And it's listen, cool. Thank you for removing yourself clearly from my life, my ethers. You're not welcome. You are never welcome in my life again. Not one. Okay, and that is like decree. And it's very clear. I know exactly who and what. I don't need to. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. You are not my friend. You are my enemy. Okay? We can just be, whatever, but we're not like, you're not welcome in my energy field. You're not welcome in my life. You're not welcome to continue to bully me, like harass me, try to dangle my child in between, right? Anything in regards, like everything, like it's done. It's up. Like I'm not playing about my life, and I'm not playing about the people that love me either and that have actually invested in me. Like I don't know who, like, the thing is, you meet somebody, you go, like, you judge them off of 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 12th grade, and then you hold on to these resentments. You don't even communicate. How mature is it to sit there for years and have this like one-sided, like delusional, like resentment and like anger and like hatred towards somebody? Fix your lips to like smile in front of them and gee gaga, and like, like it says a lot about you. It says so much about you that this is why everything is actually continuing to crumble and will continue to crumble in your life. One, because there is no remorse, there is no regret, and it's not your fault. It's probably the demon entities that are attached within you, and I do command them to inhabit the vessels which they are, by the name of Jesus, the power of my ancestors, and just inhabit the vessels that continue to relentlessly come for me and other people like that. Like, it's over. It's time. It's done. Like, cool, you want to turn around, like, you understand, like, dang, I need to like check myself, like, dang, I was in a bad spot. Cool, great, like, heal, go, do what you got to do. It's no worries, like, no love lost. We all mess up. We all have those moments. We all mess up. But the relentlessness, the like arrogance, like audacity, like, oh, you think that it's okay to continue to like push an envelope, like you do something wrong and then you get mad for treating someone that you treat wrong. Like, what in the narcissism library is going on? Okay, if you're not going to get help, you're not going to treat yourself, then stay in that cesspool, right? Enough is enough. Okay, and this is not just it might be like the catalyst apparently for whatever is going on, but it's very clear. I'm very, very in tune. I know I'm not crazy. I know I've never even needed, I don't need any validation from anybody but the Most High. My ancestors are wide awake. I didn't even cause this. I didn't even know what has been unveiling in me, and I'm so grateful, but like, I'm tired. I am tired. I'm tired. And I would prefer, it would be nice if I just had a cottage and I could just read books and I could just be, and I could just maintain a little income and like be, and like not be in the way. Like, if I'm so in the way and I'm so annoying, why continue to like grasp for somebody that's like not even tripping on you? Like, I never went out of my way to like betray anybody or like get somebody caught up or like anything. And if I like stepped on a toe or like did anything, like, I'm gonna acknowledge it. I'm gonna make it right. Actually, I've groveled in the fact, like, I've said sorry in places, in situations that I really didn't even need to apologize. In fact, I probably needed an amends, but I'm not gonna sit there and beg for one. But if I did something, it got to the point where I'm so insecure, I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm always on eggshells. Never again. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna crash out. At this point, I am so thankful for clarity. I am so thankful. Like, that's the biggest blessing. There's no money in the world that could ever compare to the relief and the healing that I've experienced in the last few months. There's no relationship. There's no amount of money. There's no car. There's nothing that could compare to just the relief and this and the sincere, organic, like, support, wherever it comes from, or like just like empathy, just like I see you. And it's mostly from people that probably wouldn't have watched and sat by, because that's not how they're made up, right? But unfortunately, I wasn't around. I don't know those. I wasn't around. I don't know where they were, because I was surrounded by nothing but narcissists, nothing but haters, nothing but like snakes. Like, and it's okay. Like, that's cool. But I was in the wrong rooms. I've been in the wrong rooms, and that's okay. And honestly, I don't know if any of these individuals, like, I would say, like, I don't wish things on people, right? But whatever is happening is like what's meant to happen, and it's warranted. And but I'm not wishing it on anybody. I'm not doing hexes. I'm not burning candles. I've never needed to do any of that. Why? I've never even gotten physical confirmation or conversation from anyone to this day. Anyone in my life. I've never sat down. Nobody has ever sat down and said, I did this to you back in 1995, and I just want to let you know. I know you felt like something was wrong. I just want to tell you that's what it was. And how can I make it right? Not one. Not even in the paradigms or the communities where that's a thing, where it's like you acknowledge, right? You acknowledge what it was and what you did and like how it might have affected and what can I do. I've never had that either. I've had a lot of those I've put out, right? Not one person. So that just is telling me it's a sickness. And cool, spread that over there. I would like to know, like, who, any of these individuals, like, you know exactly who you are. Don't act like, if it's something that like that I like, maybe I don't owe anybody, first of all, anything. If I did and I had the means, I would take care of it. Absolutely, because that's how I'm wrapped up. And so there is the audacity to think that, like, at this point, to treat me or anyone in this situation like out of pocket, to not even, if I was going to be standing up, let's say taking a stand or really like going hard, like it would be a lot swifter and a lot worse for a lot, like it would, but I'm not. All I'm trying to do is exactly what I'm doing. Forward movement, focus, and I'm going to continue to allow myself to be guided. But keep in mind, there is a definite dark side and there is a light side. There is duality. And it's not like you want to live in the dark, but you want to like avoid the light. Well, it doesn't really work like that. It doesn't really work like that. So whatever egotistical women, think that they're superficial, they're prettier than me, they got my boyfriend to look at them, which I don't even consider myself ever having love. I don't ever consider myself having a real relationship. None of that is dead and void. I never loved anyone and they never loved me. I might have poured out, what I thought was love, but I absolutely regret every single person that has ever entered my body, whether knowingly or unknowingly. I absolutely don't want anyone ever entering my body again, unless God has approved it and unless I truly feel, I mean that with all my heart. I'm not saying, oh, I'm celibate because I'm like better. No, that would be self-harm at this point. And so I'm grateful that I have a clean bill of health. I actually don't identify with whatever mental illnesses I thought I had when I was living in gaslighting and manipulation and confusion and like constant trauma responses that were actually valid. So thanks. I still have some quirks and some cognitive dissonance and like things that actually are residue from the things that I've gone through. However, through the healing of Jesus Christ, divine love, ancestors, angels, right? Connections with people who've also went through their own things and honestly, to the best of our abilities, like push through and thug it out, whatever. Cool. So anything that, these, whatever color, status, economical background, I'm going to speak on the women, right? Whatever men they were with that maybe I was with, or there was a resentment there. Nobody has ever communicated to me, right? Communicated in a way where I would have been able to reciprocate or like check. It's like, it's more like little passive aggressives here and there, blah, blah, blah. So that's one thing. If we're so adults, right, why not be able to woman to woman or man or whatever, like, hey, you hurt me or whatever, or let me acknowledge, like, I'm carrying this resentment from 1995 and, whatever like idea came up to like, let's do this witch hunt and grab our pitchforks and, our magic wands and our, whatever, like, and let's just completely try to destroy this chick's life from beginning to end. And then actually shame her, drag her through the mud because she can't get herself together. Let her have a whole child, the only being that actually is worth holding on for. Let's turn her against her. Let's, just keep the cycle going and then just make sure that everybody in the world believes that she's this and that she's that and, keep it going forever and ever. Amen. No, it's not a thing. Now, if I was going to give up on myself like I was continuing to do and perpetuate, I'm sure things would be easier. But because of all this, it fueled me into a love like I've never known, a divine love, right? So that's why I stay. That's why I continue to push forward, because none of this other stuff matters to me anymore. I'm not trying to get retaliation. I'm not trying to take down no corporation. I'm not trying to single-handedly run some sort of movement. I'm not doing any of that. You know why? Because why? I'm not actually starting a smear campaign. I think that people should be very worried if I were to start my own little movements and like group chats and like gather up my allies and gather up, not only my spiritual allies, but recruit some of my own. I mean, maybe that would be cool. Maybe let's give a taste, right? And see what it feels like to be slandered, be smeared, be heckled, like, because you know what, none of us are perfect, so there's a lot of flaws that we can point out, right, about people, whatever it may be. You can be the prettiest, you can be the most handsome, but guess what, we all fart, we all, don't wash sometimes, we all have, boogers in our nose, we all have some sort of, wound or something, definitely skeletons. Unfortunately, some of us are more embarrassed or like insecure about actually owning our own skeletons, that we try to like project and like deflect and point out others, right, and then shame them. And so it's actually like, it's obvious at this point that it's just like, listen, so all of that energy, all of the magic, all of that is indefinitely, irrevocably returned to sender in the name of Jesus. Like, it is returned to sender. Like, it is absolutely not a game anymore. This is people's lives, my life. It is it's not okay. Like, you don't just get entitled to just like keep beating up on someone that actually, like, one, isn't antagonizing you or starting it. So the little best friends that I thought that I have all this time, that were best friends and had my best interest in heart, no, you're clocked, it's done. The little boyfriends or whatever, our lovers, no, that turn against me, cool, you're done. And whatever happens, like, that's up to the divine, that's up to your life journey, cool. You're not welcome in my ethers, you're not welcome in my realm. There will be it's just not welcome, okay? Whatever's going on my devices, my hacking, whatever, like, I didn't even know that was going on, but guess what, it's gonna stop, okay? I can get to the point where I can start getting as bold and audacious as other people are. I'm not in that space, right? I'm not going to, but like, just keep in mind that we can return the same energy, because I don't deserve to be treated like this, and other people don't deserve to be treated like this. I would like you to put your body, right, your mind, arrested development mind, lizard brain, into yourself, right? And imagine the one person that you care about the most, or think that you care about, if you actually can physically, like, spiritually, mostly, like, care about someone, right, outside of like your ego or whatever, right? It's an adjustment, right? We're all trying to figure that out, but like, think about the puppy, think about the grandchild, think about like what it would look like if you saw like whatever trajectory of what was said about me, done about me, like all of those things. Imagine that, whatever you participated in or just saw, right? It's ugly, it's disgusting. Imagine that being yourself, imagine that being your younger self, imagine that being someone else, and then try to process that times a million, and then try to times it by like global scale, and then wonder, like, would you do that again, and for what, and why would you do that again, and what should your consequence be? What should your consequence be? And so someone's disabled, they're ugly, they're pathetic, they're weak, they're easy, so that actually, that makes you slick, that makes you intelligent, that makes you superior. Tell me how if you have to do all this finagling, this and that, to keep a man, to make yourself feel better about getting someone's man, to make yourself feel better about getting a couple dollars. Like, cool, that's how certain games go. I'm not playing that game anymore. I've never been playing that game. I'm just trying to heal. Some of us are trying to do that, whatever. I'm gonna ramble, and I don't care. You can click on, you can click off, you can put it in the group chat, you can screenshot, but all of my content, my visuals, my content, my verbal, written communications, anything retroactively, anything that was used against my permission and will, it will be looked at, and I'm not playing. Like, this is my energetic signature. I don't even know half of the things that were violated in me, but my art and my writing is very important to me. It's a healing tool. It has been my saving grace, and also it's been my craft as well. It's more of a healing tool that has turned into a craft, right? I've been working since I was 14, right? I've had my mistakes, right? I've gotten caught up in like, vices and like escapism, right? But I've also like lunged myself into trying to, change those behaviors, and then also like get to the place where that's not something that I want. I'm in that space right now. I'm completely not engaging in any of that, and I'm not saying that to be better, but I know that that's self-destructive too. Just like I remove myself and cut off individuals, not because I'm hiding, not because I'm even harboring like resentment or like trying to